On the hill here today, David Peterson.
Well, he's putting together a really nice season on the mound. ERA in the low threes. Very respectable when you consider guys are looking to do damage. They're not trying to just walk and hit singles. They're trying to hit homers and draw walks and score runs. So when you have a guy that can limit the other team from scoring more than a few runs, that's really tough to beat game in and game out.
And here is Trent Grisham. And that one fouled off. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Misses inside, and it's 1-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one drilled left field. Dives, but it falls. Could be extra bases. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Here's a big power threat. Ben Rice. Fastball for a strike. Grisham leads off second with nobody out. And a foul ball. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. They tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
Aaron Judge at the plate. That one's in there, and that's strike one. Man at second.
Ball that's outside.
That misses the zone. 2-1.
If you're going to miss, you want to miss outside the zone. When you miss inside the zone, it's trouble.
And a ground ball to first. And he handles it himself for the out. Here's a look at Aaron Boone's lineup for the Yankees. It features one of the sport's true superstars, Aaron Judge.
Tops on the team in batting average, Boog. A guy who's showing off some excellent bat-to-ball ability when he digs in at the plate. You know, that's useful if your team needs to get an inning going, get a leadoff man on. But it's also incredible to have a guy like that in the lineup because he's a run producer who can drive in runs if you've got guys on base already. So he's a huge piece in this lineup.
Cody Bellinger in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. Baden tosses to first. Out number 3. It's the Yankees 0, Mets coming to bat. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back here in Queens, on the hill here today, Clark Schmidt.
Well, this guy's just been filthy out there on the mound. Hitters batting under 200 against him, and they're just having a hard time squaring up anything, doing any type of damage. The only way he hurts himself is if he gives up the free passes and surrenders a rare home run. But outside of that, it's going to be a tough job for the opposing lineup today.
Bottom of the first, and down here's the veteran DH, Starling Marte. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. And they grab the lead. It's 1-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Well, I'm not really sure how he kept that fair. When you're out in front on a breaking ball like that, such a good chance that it's going to hook foul, but not this time. He kept the hands moving forward just long enough to sneak it inside that foul pole.
Francisco Lindor, the next to hit, takes ball one. And a swing and a miss.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. He's going to really have to bear down.
That's outside, and it's 2-1. And he grounds one to the right side. And foul ball. And that's down and away. On a line out towards center. Grisham is there, makes the catch. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. And Chris, this group has been struggling to put up runs lately.
Well, they haven't been on base a ton, and even when they are, they haven't been hitting very well with the runners on base. So they need a player or two to really step up, have some quality at bats, hit according to the situation, and sort of break out of this. I think if they do, the rest of this lineup will follow.
Juan Soto in the box with one away as he takes ball one. Nowadays, with advanced metrics and increased use of moving the infielders around, defense isn't necessarily about making errors. Are you able to get to the ball? Are you able to position fielders where guys hit the ball, but within the new shift rules?
And an area that goes unnoticed is the coach that's responsible for positioning, and then the research person that's providing the information. So what we're seeing in baseball, so many more people behind the scenes that are contributing to the success between the lines.
Here's Pete Alonso. That clips the corner. Back when you played, it wasn't the empirical data we have now. It was a guy with a ruler and a diamond taking a colored pencil and drawing a line where he thought someone had hit the ball, right?
That, or just going off of gut or feel. What does it look like his swing is today? What's the pitcher throwing? They are sticking to the metrics and what seems to be most consistent for that hitter, regardless of who the pitcher is on the mound.
Started to swing, held up.
One strike.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Went with the sweeper, but it misses. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. 2 outs, base is empty. Swing and a ball popped up. Volpe brings it in for the 3rd out. Mets draw first blood thanks to this solo homer. It's an early 1-0 lead. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Citi Field, second inning set to go. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Peterson back to work. Off the mark there, and that's ball one.
Counts 1-0.
And that's in there at the knees. Dave Lawrence behind the plate today. Consistent and pretty accurate with the balls and strikes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Spook, that just keeps the game moving. Nothing overly unique about the strike zone that he calls, and as a result, he's appreciated by both sides.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
That one to first, and it goes just foul. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there, and he didn't look too convinced as he headed back to the dugout. You know, those are tough ones to let go as a hitter, but with the human umpire calling balls and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with 2 strikes.
Jason Dominguez stepping in now for the Yankees. Just missed. Next offering is fouled back. That one misses in the dirt. And delivers outside. 1 out, base is empty. On the ground, out to short. Lindor on to first. And that quickly 2 away.
Batting 7th, shortstop Anthony Volpe.
Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Outside low, 1-0.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
And a swing and a miss there.
1 ball.
Hoog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
And that gets down for a base hit, and that keeps the inning alive.
Batting 8th, catcher.
Here's the catcher to hit, Austin Wells. Fought off foul. Two outs. Swing and a foul out of play. Foul ball, still 0-2. Volpe, the runner at first with 2 gone. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away.
Batting 9th, second baseman Oswald Peraza.
And stepping in for the Yankees, Oswald Peraza. Just missed.
Ball 1, no strike.
And another ball.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2 ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Next pitch in for a strike, and it's 2-1 now. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. First and second, 2 down. Here at the top of the second. The other way, and it stays fair. Volpe flying around third and headed home. He'll score, and the Yankees even it up. And the go-ahead run stops at third base. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Now here's Trent Grisham. Doubled his first time up. And fouled off. And that's off the inside edge. Ball one.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
Off the plate inside, and a count 2-1.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
To the right side, Alonso. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. All even at 1 apiece. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Bottom of the second.
Leading
and
off
now
for the Mets,
Brandon Nimmo.
Left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. One and two now. And downstairs. That one misses, and that's ball 3. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
I guarantee he's going to check the tape on that last pitch when he gets a chance, because he thought it was ball 4, and he wasn't wrong. It was a close pitch. Definitely not an easy call, but especially after a long at bat, that'll drive you crazy getting rung up like that.
And now it's Mark Vientos. And the first offering is not close. Tied up here in the early going. Just missed.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
That one drifts inside. And there's ball 4.
Definitely lost the handle during that sequence. 4 pitches for the walk, and that last one didn't even threaten the zone. Catcher might want to go talk to him.
One down. Luis Torrens up now for the Mets. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out. That's in there, and it's 0-1.
You come into the game knowing that unless the ball's in the dirt or gets by him, we're probably not going to steal anything today. So that's where you want to get a little more aggressive on your secondary lead and hope that some base hits, some slugs, some home runs can come into play.
The pitch. Got him. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence
That
here.
is
Pretty
eight.
simple in
Second
terms of putting them away at the plate.
Brad
Once you're ahead
Beatty.
0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Brett Beatty, the next to hit. Swings through that one. 0-1.
Well, I'll say this as a former position player and base stealer. When you come into a game and you've got a guy like this behind the dish with a big arm, you really have to change your approach. Can't try to steal because you'll get thrown out. Maybe get a little bigger lead, be aggressive on the secondary. But this type of guy shuts the running game down.
Next offering is in for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head on now to the top of the 3rd. All tied 1-1. Top half of the
Leading
3rd
off
inning.
for the
Now it's
Yankees,
going to be
first
Ben
baseman,
Rice.
Ben Rice.
To third, Vientos. Throws to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the 3rd. Here comes Aaron Judge. Grounded out his first time. Judge
Inside,
goes
ball
6 feet 7 inches, hitting 3rd in the lineup. He's usually in right field, but today he's getting the DH treatment. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Well, a nice day off for him, not having to jog out to the outfield. Gets to be in the DH spot. Be curious to see how he keeps himself in a rhythm, not playing defense.
And that just
That's
misses.
inside.
Well, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well. So much so that I think umpires will look at him.
Now a blast to left center. Way back there. On its way. Out of here. A massive home run. And they jump out front. It's 2-1.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. He got on plane with that high fastball, and look how his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Absolutely crushed that pitch.
Bellinger up to hit. He's 0 for 1. Way
Count
high
1-0.
there. Ball 1. One out, bases empty, and a run in. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. In the air, left field, down the line, and it falls. Around first, heading for 2. And that's a 2-bagger.
You got to get on your horse and get to that ball and get it back
Now
in,
batting,
because
third
he's going to come
baseman,
barreling
Jazz
around first
Chisholm.
and put some
Chisholm.
pressure on you. If you bobble it or you don't get there in a hurry, it's going to make you look silly and end up on second base.
1 out, runner at second. Now here is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Went down on strikes his first time through. Swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
And that is out of play.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Next offering misses. 1-2 the count.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that pitcher really have to respect this hitter. Even
Oh, that ball finds its way into the outfield. A base hit. Safe. In comes the run from second. And they lead by
Now
2.
batting,
That's
left
now
fielder
3 hits in a
Jason
row for the
Dominguez.
offense. Just a simple ground ball the other way. They had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Now, Jason Dominguez. And that misses. And that is ball 1. Out towards right center field. Soto going after it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop Anthony Volpe.
Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. Singled and scored his first time. Now snap throw to first.
Reset.
And he just got his hand in there. And a base hit up the middle. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
No
Up next,
waiting around
for the
right there. He
Yankees,
was ready to
catcher,
swing it on the
Austin
first
Wells.
pitch. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Next to hit, Austin Wells. Chisholm at second. Volpe at first. 2 out of the inning. Here's a high chopper. Alonso. The flip to the pitcher covering. They limit the damage here. But 2 runs for them and they jump ahead. We head now to the home half of inning number 3. Yankees 3 and the Mets 1. And welcome back to the
Leading
ballpark.
off for the
And
Mets,
stepping in
center
is the
fielder,
speedy Tyrone Taylor.
Taylor.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some
Ball
runs
1, no
across,
strike.
this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
2-0.
Yeah, that's fouled off.
Hey!
Swung on, popped up on the infield. Rice makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting, designated hitter, Starling Marte.
Here's Starling Marte. He's already homered in this game. And takes low for ball 1. Strike on the inside corner. He swings and fouls 1 off. 1 and 2 here. And a swing and a miss. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I'd call it a power
batting,
curveball in the
shortstop,
80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
Lindor in the box now. No balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
No ball,
More and
2
more
strikes.
guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. And that keeps the inning going.
Well, I'm not saying that play was easy, but it was harder than it needed to be thanks to
Now
the bad
batting,
jump. Those
right
small moments
fielder,
can be costly.
Juan Soto.
So man aboard And next for the Mets, Juan Soto. Struck out swinging his first time. That clips the zone. 0-1.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
Move to first. Lindor back in there.
Ball.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
That's a ball.
And that one is downstairs. 3-2 now.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. So now 2 on and 2 outs.
His ability to draw walks has been something
batting,
that's
the
been
first
part of his
baseman,
career
Pete
since day one.
Alonso.
First and second, 2 outs. Pete Alonso will hit next.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year.
First pitch, not close.
Maybe losing command a little bit after the walk. Next pitch, not even close.
That's off the inside corner, and now 2-0. And another ball.
Good pitchers make pitches in big situations, and right here with a middle of the order hitter up, runner in scoring position, he's got to find a way to throw a quality strike.
Brandon Nimmo in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. 2 on, 2 outs, and they're all loaded up.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Here's Brandon Nimmo.
I know we're still early in the stages of this game, but this at-bat has the potential of being a difference maker. You've got to stay calm in the box.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
2 walks in the inning already, and he just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
2 outs. And that one fouled off. Bases loaded, 2 down. On the ground, right side, Peraza throws to first in time. Out to escape a bases loaded jam unscathed. They leave him loaded. On to inning number 4. Yankees 3 and the Mets 1. And we're back.
Leading
John
off
Sciambi
for
with
the
Chris
Yankees,
Singleton
second
and set to
baseman
lead off the
Oswald
4th,
Peraza.
Oswald Peraza. Foul ball.
You know, these Yankees doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. And here's a stat for you, Boog. They're making contact with more than 85% of the pitches that they're swinging at. It's pretty special stuff. Not so good if you're out there on the mound.
Yeah, big swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
On the ground to third. Vientos whips it to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Good sinker
Now
low in the
batting
zone
center
right there,
fielder,
and produced
Grisham.
exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground, nice ground out.
So the batter now will be Trent Grisham. 1 for 2. Grisham,
Off the
first
plate,
round
ball
pick of the Brewers in 2015.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
That one missing inside.
Hey!
That one
Oh, that's off
misses,
the plate.
and that's ball 3.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
Draws the walk
That's
there.
ball 4.
Close pitch there, but you got to forget about that call if you're out on the mound.
Now
You
batting
can't let it
first
affect you
baseman,
going
Ben
forward.
Rice.
You've got to get out of the inning first, and then if you want to be frustrated, take it out in the dugout.
That one fouled off. Man at first, one away. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And a swing and a miss. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Nice, doubled up with the slider for that punch out. The one before just caught the zone, so as a hitter, you have to protect right there. Great pitch to just expand a little bit more. He got that chase he was looking for. That right there is good pitching.
Now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate. He's already homered here in this one. First pitch
that's
doesn't
out.
find the zone. In the air, out towards left center. Nimmo settles under it and makes the catch. And that is that. The Yanks lead 1 as the lead remains 3-1. Back now with the Subway
Leadoff for
Series.
the Mets,
Bottom 4
third
at the plate.
baseman,
Mark Vientos.
Vientos.
And that one
Whoa,
just
that pitch is
misses. A ball and no strikes.
Well, these Mets doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing
that's off the
very
plate.
patient
Ball 2.
at-bats out of them. They've worked 3 walks already, so that proves they're not anxious up there. They're sticking to their game plan, and it's working.
Right through there for a strike. That one misses. And the count is 3-1.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
And he pumps it a strike.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Payoff pitch. Fights it off. He'll see another. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. chopped left side. Volpe throws it to first in time. That was a strong at bat, even though he couldn't find a way on
Now
base.
batting, the catcher, Luis Torrens.
Here's the catcher for the Mets, Luis Torrens.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
That's a ball.
Next
Oh, that's
offering
low.
is down low. Base is empty, one away. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. And there's a ball.
Still just the second batter of the inning, and on the mound, he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard out there.
Foul ball there. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. One down, base is empty. That's a
Ball
walk.
four, pitch
Went with the
down.
cutter again, but couldn't find his zone.
That's a nice at bat and a great
Now
take on
batting,
3-2.
second
Probably could have gone
baseman,
either way in that
Brett
spot around the knees.
Beatty.
So digging in, Brett Beatty. Struck out swinging his first time. Pitch misses, and that's ball one. Activity in the bullpen. Max Fried up and throwing. Leiter getting loose as well. Torrens, the base runner at first with one out. Close
That's
one,
one.
doesn't get the call. 2-0.
That one called just inside, I think, and on the mound, he's trying to get a little bit of an explanation. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, though, but he clearly thought it clipped the corner.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. And that's
Three balls,
outside.
one strike.
And ball
Pitch
four,
ready,
two
ball four.
aboard.
Pitch count's getting up there now, and not saying that's the
Now
reason for this
batting,
walk,
center
but this is the
fielder,
point in the game when every
Tyrone
sign of wavering
Taylor.
starts to get everyone's attention. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only one away.
Wastes no time there. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
Starling Marte up to hit. First pitch, and he just misses. And that one fouled off.
Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just not able to square it up.
And a count 1-2. See ya. Strikes him out for the second time today.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other
Now
way,
batting,
but that time
shortstop,
a little anxious.
Francisco Lindor.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. First pitch misses. Two outs. Bases are full. Swings and pulls it foul to the right side. Rolled softly, but that goes foul. Fouls that off to the left, and will do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Oh, he hit him, and that brings home a run. And now it's Juan Soto.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Inside, just missed. And he takes a strike. So they're all loaded up with two outs. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. All loaded up, dangerous hitter at the plate. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
Well, just about to hit that century mark, 100 pitches for this game.
Stays alive.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
And a swing and a miss. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand.
He's in a tough spot, had to make a great pitch, did it, got the strikeout, gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Back now with the
Leading off
Subway
for the
Series.
Yankees,
All set
right
for the start
fielder
of the
Cody
inning.
Bellinger.
And now, Cody Bellinger. Peterson back to work. Outside.
Ball 1, no strike.
And that's ball one.
You know, these Yankees really impressing me with the quality of their bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. So far, they have 6 hits in the counts where the pitcher has had the advantage, so it hasn't been easy for them, but they're finding a way to get it done.
Right through there for a strike. That misses. The count now 2-2. That's inside. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Well, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me, it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Chisholm in the box again.
0-1.
Takes a strike. Swing and a foul straight back. One down, base is empty. That
One
one
ball,
not
2
close.
strikes.
And a count 1-2.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
On the ground, right side. Alonso
Got it.
takes it himself, and the first 2 set down in the top
Now
of the
batting,
5th.
left fielder Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez digs in now. 0 for 2 in this one. Inside.
That's inside.
1-0. And a strike. Two down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Outside with a breaking ball.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Yanks held in check, but they still lead at 3-2.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
Yankees.
now, Max Fried.
Number
And he has
54.
some nasty breaking stuff.
Max Fried.
And now it's the polar
Leading
bear,
off
Pete
for
Alonso.
the Mets, first baseman Pete Alonso.
That's
Inside, ball 1.
And it's 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That's down and in.
That's a really good take.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. That misses off the outside edge. Brandon Nimmo in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Grisham settles under it. Makes the grab, 1 down.
Now batting left fielder Brandon
And next for the
Nimmo.
Mets, Brandon Nimmo.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. And what you tell yourself is, I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Ball 1 there. Home team down a run. Last half of inning number 5. Next pitch is outside.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Hey.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
And he gets tied up right there.
Talk about tying a guy up. That was ugly.
Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout. Mark Vientos
Now batting,
up now for the
third
Mets.
baseman, Mark Vientos.
And that's a fair ball.
Now batting, the catcher, Luis
Luis
Torrens.
Torrens up now for the Mets. He is struck out and he is walked. That one finds the zone. Strike one. Vientos off of first with 2 away.
And at bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
2 outs. That misses. Going to count 1 and 2. Maximus notches the K. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 5. Yankees 3 and the Mets 2.
Now pitching for the
We're back,
Mets.
and they make a change
Number
to start the
39.
6th. The new pitcher, Edwin
Edwin
Diaz.
Well, he's a big-time strikeout guy out there. This season, averaging more than 1 per inning.
Here's the
Leading
shortstop
off for
at
the
the plate.
Yankees,
Anthony
shortstop,
Volpe.
Anthony
He's 2 for
Volpe.
2. And that drops in for a strike. Diaz in his 9th season, 30 years old now, and he was a 3rd-round pick back in 2012. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K.
About 3 pitches, down, fastball up, swinging, boog. It's like learning a chord progression, getting those strums right, man. So many pitchers prefer working north-south these days compared to the east-west, and that was a great example right there.
And that one fouled off. Next offering way off the plate. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Huascar Brazoban getting ready to go. Number 51 warming up as well. One down, base is empty. Swinging a foul straight back. And a 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Next offering is outside. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're the top half of the 6th. And he walked him.
Ball 4. Take your base.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying
Up
off a
next
3-2
for the
pitch,
Yankees,
and I tell you
second
what, he
baseman,
earned that walk.
Oswald Peraza.
So a man at first. Oswald Peraza getting ready to hit. Up and in, and that is ball 1.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
That one
Ball
off
3.
the mark, and now 3-0.
3 balls, no strikes.
There's a strike.